More than 400 years ago, in a land of castles, powdered wigs, and shiny shoes, there lived a king. A king who wanted to shine brighter than anyone. And that's why they called him the Sun King. Wait, the what king? Was he made of fire? Did he melt people? Ha ha, no. His name was Louis XIV, and he was super fancy, super bossy, and he lived in a giant palace called Versailles, with more mirrors than a makeup store. The Sun King loved being surrounded by smart people, thinkers, painters, musicians, and serious-looking men with giant books. One of the smartest was Charles Perrault, a poet, a writer, and a true genius. He wrote long poems, speeches, and huge books about wisdom and philosophy. But Charles had a secret. A very strange secret, especially for a serious scholar. Was he a spy? A French ninja? Not quite. His secret was, he loved writing fairy tales for children. Not boring stories, but magical ones. With witches, wolves, castles, princesses, and giants with stinky breath. But back then, storytelling was not considered respectable for scholars. So Charles hid his stories. He secretly told them to noble women and their children, behind closed doors, far away from the king and his serious friends. Tell us the one about the girl in the red hood. And the one with the cat wearing boots. Shush! If anyone finds out Mr. Perrault tells fairy tales, we're all in trouble. But Charles couldn't stop. It was way more fun than writing about politics. One day, his oldest son, who was 15, said, "Dad, why don't you publish your fairy tales?" And Charles said, "Are you kidding? I'm the king's scholar. I can't publish stories about pumpkins turning into carriages." But then, he had a genius idea. He published the stories, but not under his own name. He called the book Tales of Mother Goose. Wait, did a goose write the stories? Exactly. Everyone thought they were just silly old folktales. But inside that book were the very first versions of Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, Bluebeard, Puss in Boots, Tom Thumb, and more. The book was a huge hit. Families read it out loud, kids knew the stories by heart, and nobles hid it in their fancy libraries like a guilty pleasure. And the Sun King? Well, he kept thinking Charles Perrault was just a very serious wise man. But today, we remember him for something much more magical. He was the wise man who dared to dream like a child. And that's how a man with big books and serious poems created the fairy tales that still live in every child's heart. Thank you, Mr. Perrault, for teaching us that storytelling is one of the smartest things we can do. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned for more secret origins of fairy tales and fun history for kids. See you next time, little dreamers.